to the Wingin It podcast. Jack, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Dreading this month for gaming. I tell you that.
Yeah, the wallets.
Bro.
Boy, it's gonna be one of them. I've heard the cries of millions of banking accounts across the galaxy,
Man,
and they cried. They cried.
I wish I was more disciplined. Like, it's crazy because this is where owning multiple things suck. So just before we get into it, for sure, Wonder, Spider-Man, and then for me, the Quest 3 drops on the 10th.
We're gonna have to have an intervention with you about this VR. With this VR. I thought you learned your lesson.
No. I learned my lesson with PlayStation. Conversation, sir.
All right, Andre, man, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty decent. I mean, look, just conversations on the internet have just been hilarious, but I'm doing good.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so I know we usually start with what you're playing. We're not going to do that this time. We got to talk about this Castlevania Nocturne. We're not going to go into the whole thing. We're not doing that because I still have a couple more episodes to go. But we are going to talk about the first 3 episodes. So if you haven't watched the first 3 episodes and you don't like spoilers, I'm sorry.
I mean, y'all can tune out for about 20 minutes and then come back.
About 15.
Or you come back on the replay?
Yeah, about 15 minutes. We're only gonna go about 15 minutes. And like I said, it's only gonna be the first 3 episodes. So it's not we're not doing the whole thing. So I'm sorry if you haven't watched it yet, if you're waiting to watch it. Because
I'm not sorry.
I'm trying to be nice, man. I'm trying to be, good host.
No, you can do that. I'm just saying I'm not sorry.
But I'll give you the customary, 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Damn, Earth's a bit fine as hell. they dead wrong for that. They are so dead wrong for that. But I had to get that out of the way. Y'all know why. Y'all saw her in that. I wasn't the only one. She looked like Twin Tail. Don't even get mad.
I was going to say that.
Don't even get mad at me. She looked exactly like Twin Tail. Do not get mad at me. That being said, I'm actually enjoying it. I'm actually enjoying it. I know me and Andre, we talked about this a while ago. Because it's clear that they're not doing Symphony of the Night yet. They're doing Rondo of Blood, which Rondo of Blood is cool. Setting it in the French Revolution, I like that. I like the idea behind it, especially when they explain it in the first and second episode, how they're doing it. And I also like that they involved and incorporated the Haitian Revolution as well. So
those were around the same time.
Yeah, the way they're doing it, I thought is great. Can I ask you a question though? Why is the church always the bad guys?
I mean, the screwed up thing is the second the second they talked about going to tell us, like, yeah, they behind it. They behind it. Yeah. Like the second you say that, and he says, well, obviously, like, nah, you behind, something, because you capping too hard, something.
When he was like, we can't have the revolution doing all this, I'm like, oh, it's him. It's him. It's him.
It's the natural order. Like, really?
Yep.
What do you mean the natural order? So people can't naturally want to be treated properly? Like,
right,
bro. Really? When I saw him, did y'all remember those old Bugs Bunny cartoons, those old Mary Melody cartoons where they show like the neon sign with sucker or evil?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm like, bro. Why are y'all talking to this man? He's clearly evil.
I'm like, and the screwy thing is always the holier than thou person.
The holiest mug.
The holiest. And he is definitely going to meet with a horrible end.
As long as it's as funny as the one in season 1.
Yeah.
As long as it's that funny. It needs to be funny like that. Because that one was hilarious. Dude was in the church. Dude was like, the creature just came up to you like, don't worry, you did us such a great favor. Like, the caressing his face, like, bro, he finna eat you. Like, bro.
It's like, look, since you were so nice and gave us all we wanted, I'll make a quick payment.
Yeah, I'm like, God dang. So, but to be honest, he's done very well. I gotta give yeah, is this Powerworks, right?
Who?
I think it's Powerworks Animation.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Keep forgetting the doggone name. Anyway, they've been killing it lately. Because they got a couple more series with Netflix coming out next year. I think they're doing the He-Man one, and they're helping out with the Tomb Raider one, I think. So they've got progressively better every series they've done. The Blood of Zeus one was good. All of the Trevor Castlevania stuff it got better every season, and you could tell. And this one they've done that again. I don't really like Richter right now.
I don't think. Honestly, I think the way they did Richter, nobody likes him right now.
Yeah, like I don't really care for him like that. Like they're trying to make him like a asshole like Trevor was,
but Richter wasn't actually like that.
Yeah, Richter wasn't like that. Like
Richter, if I were to give a comparison for DC Comics fans, Richter was the Nightwing of the Belmont clan.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
he was the always hopeful type.
Yeah, knew how to make a joke. Like wasn't like being their words, not mine, being a dick.
for some reason, it's just like they're trying to, like, Trevor is understandable.
Yeah.
That he was that way because he was completely abandoned.
Yeah. And plus,
but by Richter's timeline, things were much different. So it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm just, bro. So, but I will say this. I do think it's funny that, like, the slave owners were vampires. Everybody in the aristocracy is vampires.
Which actually that makes a lot of sense for how they did it, which is the good thing. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I just think it's funny because, like, there's a moment where they go to the chateau, and you could tell when they showed that place, I'm like, oh, it ain't nothing but vampires in there.
Yeah, everybody, each and every one. Now, I'm not so happy. I'm not so happy with what they did to do when he started out in front of everybody running. How the hell he ended up behind them all?
That's what you give for being slow.
He stopped. No, but okay. Listen, this man survived so many different other conflicts. You mean to tell me the one time this happens, he just automatically got to die?
First of all, he ain't had no damn magic. He shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Well, I mean, somebody had to be the father, I guess.
Yeah. And since he was black,
that's my problem.
But
and then old boy was getting drunk, try to aim and shoot a gun. I'm like, bro, you should have just gave up. Bro. You was drunk. There was no way you was getting out of that one.
Bro, there was no way. But here's the problem. Here's what made me laugh. So the lady brings him back to the chateau. In this noble / pompous ass, oh God, another peasants.
But you still ate off of them.
First of all, that would woke me up. I'm like, hold on, what? Hold on, what you said about my blood, bro? Hold on, dog. First of all, her fine self decided to bite me. It wasn't the other way around. Don't be getting mad. She chose all this. No, just the peasants. Taking peasant blood. It's just so droll. Like,
but you're still eating.
I'm like, bro. First of all, who the hell are you talking to? Because you're not talking about me. First of all,
but
bro.
On that note, though, I do have one problem with this series that I noticed. Now, if you paid attention to how they spoke in the last series, the Trevor series, now that we can say that, they actually spoke proper for what the timeline was.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah.
Now, and maybe it's just because they figured they'd make it easier for a broader audience. But now there are like you got mixed dialects. You got characters speaking like the timeline of that period, and then characters speaking like modern day.
Yeah.
it's disjointed as all hell.
It's just throwing me off because there's a couple of vampires that were speaking like that. I'm like, why are you talking like that? But then again, we had this problem last time. Because remember, they would show like they showed them in the nightgowns and stuff like that. But then that one vampire had a Fredericks of Hollywood lingerie spring catalog, page 98.
I was like that. Like this stuff it doesn't make sense to throw certain things in there.
And like Elizabeth with the Carmilla heels on with no doggone
with no heels.
Like
why?
Did she go to the future and go to Fashion Week in Milan and then come
and
back?
And then I was like, why does she have purple hair?
And why does she look like Ivy from Soul Calibur 2?
Ivy Twintail.
I'm talking about, but no, when she first came out with the tights.
Yeah, I know.
I was sitting there like, all she needs is a whip.
I mean,
whip, and she got the
we don't know what she got behind the scenes.
Right.
We do not know what she got behind the scenes.
Dude, all I know is I know a couple of people I'm cool with would have been like,
all right, I'm down.
I'm down with it. I'm down with it.
I'm sorry. I look, she might be attractive, but I would prefer to live.
I'm like, bro, you know this not gonna end well for you, man. I don't care. I'm like, okay, all right, brother. That's how you feel. All right. All right, bro.
Oh man.
But yeah, so far I'm enjoying it because I'm halfway through. It's only 8 episodes. I got 4 more to go. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. Again, they're doing it.
It's good. It's very good. And my only other gripe is that Maria is older than she should be.
Yeah, because should she be like?
She's supposed to be like 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah, she's supposed to be.
And they made her a teenager, and they got rid of Richter's fiance, which was her older sister, and which was.
Do you get the feeling they tried?
That was the reason Richter got involved.
Well, don't you get the feeling that he trying to hit on her mama or something? Like there was something going on with him?
Yeah, that's like, why are you being so intimate with the mama, Richter? I mean, maybe y'all did something that people don't know, but it doesn't make sense. It's like they removed the character. I understand they're taking liberty, but they removed a character that was essential to the plot for Richter.
Yeah. Yeah, they really did. Unless they're gonna throw that, because I'm pretty sure the next season of this is gonna be Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, but there would distill the whole thing of Maria's older sister. She ain't got no sister in this series. We can tell that.
Yeah, she don't. Yeah, so
there was the older sister, and then the maidens that got kidnapped for the ritual.
Yeah.
Like that's all gone.
I mean, they there, but they not there.
They're not. They don't serve the purpose that they're supposed to serve.
Yeah,
that's the big problem.
Yeah. So now we can get back to what we really want to talk. What we're going to talk about, since for everybody that wanted to know, that's our first half of Castlevania Nocturne. It's enjoyable. Hi Vicky. Hi Vicky.
Yo Debo.
I like the pause. Smelling and dripping pause.
I'm just saying. All right, so this week
there was a quick question that was thrown in the chat real quick for the Switch.
Yeah.
Ninth. It's ninth. This ninth gen.
And they will kick off the 10th.
It's 9th generation. People are arguing it's 8th generation because of the fact that Sony and Microsoft extended their 8th generation for the Xbox One and PS4 with the Xbox One X and PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
The problem with that is Nintendo has kept a consistent timeline. It's either 4 to 6 years, maybe 7, depending on how well the console's going before they switch to a new one.
Yeah.
They never changed their system. And either way you want to argue it, if you want to say, oh, well, it can't be a 9th gen because of the Wii U, but it follows the Wii U and the 3DS. It replaces both of them. So it would have to be 9th generation because those were both 8.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if we were going by time frame, Sony would be on their 5th generation, Microsoft would be on their 4th.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that you can't really go by actual years because that doesn't. that doesn't make sense. So you have to go by what's we go by, and Switch is ninth generation. That's just how it's gonna be. I know people want to say that, oh, they don't have the power. Nintendo ain't gonna ever play the power game again because they did that one time with the GameCube. People found excuses not to buy it. People will find excuses if they do it again. And on top of that, Nintendo is not gonna sit up and waste a whole bunch of money just to make a certain sect happy. They're not gonna do that. They're just not gonna do that. I feel, me personally, I'm glad they don't do that because it stifled. If they did that, it probably would stifle their creativity, and they are the most creative people in gaming.
Correct. Yep.
Sony and Microsoft will agree with you. If you sat down and talked to Shuhei Yoshida, you sit down and talk to Phil Spencer, they will tell you Nintendo's the most creative.
Yeah,
they will tell you that. Sony and Microsoft, they are always in the red when they release their system for at least 3 or 4 years. Why? That's why their systems have to stay out on the market for 10 years. It's not because they want them to. They don't want them to, but they got to try to make some of their money back.
Yep.
So literally, they don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice. And the thing is, you can't leave Nintendo on the scene to their own devices with a new system for long, because if you do that, then
the Switch.
Yeah.
Man, they're getting ready to run into that problem, though, right?
Yeah.
And I think
that's where they're going to come in with the mid-gen refresh.
Like those mid-gen refreshes, because honestly, Nintendo's about to usher in the 10th generation.
Yeah. And they're going to do things their way, which I don't understand why. I was going to say this for a little bit later, but I'm just going to do it now. The thing is, Sony made that statement that, we're going back and going to be focusing on exclusives.
Yeah.
Your ass had exclusives in the PS1 and PS2 generation, and you let them go because you was trying to keep up with damn Microsoft. You ain't got Microsoft money, and that's the damn truth. The problem is now you realize you don't have Microsoft money after, I don't know, 10 years, and you'd have lost how many divisions? Now you realize you ain't got Microsoft money. Now you're saying we should doggone put $2 billion in research and development. Really? Yeah. Really? You think?
I mean, it would also help if they weren't making backdoor deals and making extra payments to developers and studios to keep games off of other platforms.
Yeah, all of that took money because you had to pay them to replace they lost income, so lost stuff that they was gonna get from that. And once again, Sony ain't never had Microsoft money. They've never had Microsoft money, so. Them doing that was the biggest mistake they could have ever made. Have y'all noticed that when it was Sega, Sony, and Nintendo, stuff was good? It was chill.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
When Microsoft came in, they was like, "Oh, we can do what y'all do." No, you can't.
Couldn't from the start.
And they just wasted money, time and time again, wasted money because they thought they could keep up with them. And Microsoft, they can't keep up with Microsoft like that.
Look, we had this conversation a few shows ago, to where we were talking about the future of these consoles, right, or these businesses.
Yeah.
And we know where Nintendo's going because they can be in this wheelhouse and succeed. Now they're starting to branch out to entertainment, like movies and things of that nature. We see where Xbox is going. Like Xbox is showing you where they're going, to where we're looking at cloud services.
Mm-hmm.
And then trying to make sure that their stuff is everywhere. Like you play on PC, you play on console, you play on phone, and then come this December, cloud gaming will be on Quest this December. So they're trying to make sure you can play everywhere. PlayStation don't really have a place to go anywhere because at first, I mean, it made it seem like they were going to go and try to be a part of like, hey, we just come with good first party games. We're giving that realism, and then also too, they were jumping into the VR pool. Not. But it's just they don't really know what they're doing, and we've seen it time and time again. It always seemed like Sony was just trying to play copycat, and then just kind of outdo who did it first, like no matter what it was. But now that they like Nintendo and Microsoft have kind of gone on their own path, and it's not just we got the best graphics and we got the Call of Duties, we got the FIFAs, we got the Maddens. I don't think Sony knows what to do at this point, because even if you look at first party. And like you said, Jay, like they gave up who they had in the PS2, PS1 era. But even if you look at the first parties that they've been putting out since like PS3, the people will kind of look at them the same. Great stories, over the shoulder, cinematic situations.
And you can't keep that up if they ain't buying like that.
You can't. And Horizon is living proof of that. You make that game as beautiful as you want to. You can make it a big showcase, but nobody's attaching to that game. God of War wins because God of War's been around since PS2, and it has that Greek mythology lore to it. You know, and then you have The Last of Us, which everybody was going into that little craze of the apocalypse nonsense. But
that's even drying up.
That's drying up. Spider-Man got his clout before Sony touched it.
I mean, that was probably the best thing they ever did, was getting that from Marvel when Marvel was desperate. That was probably the best deal they ever made, because if they don't, Sony probably would have went out of business last gen, because they were just hemorrhaging money.
Yeah.
I mean, they were just hemorrhaging money.
Yeah. I mean, it's at that point to where, like, even if people are asking, like, okay, where's Microsoft's first party? They don't need it right now. No. I mean, we would all love to see it, but as long as they got money to throw around and people want to go and subscribe to Game Pass, which then in turn will get them on the cloud services, they really don't
care.
They don't care. Now, do they need to drop first parties for the consumer? For sure.
Yeah.
But if you were to tell me that, okay, I can go get this system, or I don't have to get the system, I can just get Game Pass, I can just get the cloud service, I can play it on my Samsung TV, I can play it on my phone, I can do whatever.
My Apple TV.
They're gonna get their money. That's what they're worried about. So I mean, I think that's the key thing. Sony is just, I don't know. And then with Jim Ryan stepping down, I don't know where they're going at this point. I have no.
Honestly, I was gonna say he was only in that position for 4 years. All the stuff that Sony was going to do and is going to do was already set in stone. He was just a figurehead.
Before he got there,
Well, and Sony has an outlet that they could do something very similar to Microsoft with their own proprietary device that they're trying to hawk to everybody now, but they're not doing it. So that's their fault.
Well, Sony's big problem to me has been non-supporting of the stuff they bring out.
Correct.
Vita.
Very much so.
Vita, perfect example.
Yes.
I've said this on a number of occasions. Vita is a great system. It should have done way better. They didn't support it.
No.
Like, look, Nintendo supported 3DS, and you saw what happened. Yeah, it had a rough first year. By that second year, you forgot about that rough first year.
Took pay cuts. Like, really took care of the people that bought it day one. I mean, they did what they had to do. And stuck with it.
But after they did what they had to do, what happened? That what, 75 mil at the end of the day? So come on, man. That's why I was laughing when people was like, "Oh, Nintendo should go third party because the Wii U only sold 14 mil." There's not a company called Nintendo 3DS and Nintendo Wii U. There's not a company called that. It's Nintendo.
I mean, there's consoles called that, but not
75 million. That 75 million that was sold, you know, that all goes to Nintendo, right? They don't go to Nintendo 3DS.
And then you also had to count all of the amiibo that sold during that time frame, because those did count as Wii U items.
Yeah.
People didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think so. Because
hold on real quick. Zodi, they did. They did. And they
they definitely did.
And they tried to push the whole Vita to PS3 connectivity thing. That just didn't work. I'll tell you right now, they tried to make it seem like it was only going to take 10 minutes to do it. I'm telling you, I would try to do that stuff for PlayStation All Stars to from the PS3 to the Vita. That did not work.
No,
it took like an hour and a half to get that game to do that. I was like, dude, you might as well just bought the doggone game.
Because it didn't start working well until you did it with the PS4, right?
Sometimes, and depending on what game it was,
right?
So
and your internet connection.
Yeah, it was a mess.
Yeah, because they were trying to do that whole the UMD and disc packages, to where like you buy one game and you get both versions, and it just never worked.
Yeah,
I remember that mess.
So that's what that was. I mean, and look, Jim Ryan retiring. Am I cackling with glee and happy? Not really. But at the same time, I'm sitting here looking like, he's caused a lot of headaches and problems. I don't feel sorry. I feel sorry for the person that got to come in after him, because now you got to sit up and try to say, okay, how do I course correct some of this stuff?
Yeah.
How do I course correct?
How do I make Sony look good after this?
Yeah,
right.
After all the crying about Activision, when we sitting there having titles that we could actually like put teams on and push out, like, look. I will say this, and hopefully this is the last time I have to say this. It's not against the law for Activision to want to sell. It's also not against the law for Microsoft to put in a bid to acquire a company that wants to sell.
Correct.
Now, if they weren't trying to sell, I would be on everybody's side that hates the damn merch. I would be on your side if they weren't. If this was a hostile takeover, if this was a true hostile takeover, I would be on y'all side 100%. This is not a hostile takeover. Activision was looking to sell. It is not against the law for Microsoft to put in a bid. It is not their fault that Sony can't afford it.
Correct.
Because if Sony could afford it, you mean to tell me Sony wouldn't have got into a bidding war with them? You really think?
Oh yeah, Sony they would have definitely done that.
They could afford it.
Yeah.
And to everybody that don't understand what was happening, I promise you, Google, Apple, Tencent was looking at them FTC proceedings because you know what was going to happen when they would have said Microsoft couldn't do it. One of them $1 trillion.
It was going to jump right in.
Yep. It would have showed up immediately.
I honestly think Amazon would have jumped in first.
Yeah. And wait till you have to play Call of Duty behind Amazon Prime.
Yeah. At this point, is to me, we said that they had a window to kind of be that hybrid between Microsoft and Nintendo. Like you had the Nintendo type IPs that you could have grown. Not saying that the popularity was there, but you had those characters that could be popular. And then you had the graphical power because we know Nintendo doesn't play that game anymore.
No.
But now, if rumors are to be believed, this next console is gonna have that similar power, well, not similar power to PS5, but they were saying like, up to date stuff as well as DLSS. So now, if you're on that train of we can't go any higher than what we are, like let's keep it above. Like graphics is gonna be what graphics are. But when it comes down to Nintendo being on that, I guess you could say more recent hardware software situation to where Mario looks a little bit more realistic. You see the seams of his overall jeans.
I saw that in Smash Bros.
Right, we saw that in Smash Bros.
Wii.
But if they really want to say like, okay, if they want to have Metroid Prime 4 be the showcase, right?
Mm-hmm.
They apparently with this power of this next system, they can do so. Sony had the opportunity to jump in and make that happen. Like you could have, like Ratchet and Clank looked great. You could have did the same thing with Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper. You could have made sure you had Spyro still. You could have had Crash still. There were so many they could have kept. Buying up
it was all theirs.
Square was all theirs.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Sony's on. Plus we forget that everyone. Exactly. Exactly.
People forget that.
They really do in short-term memories. But honestly, we all know what this is online for the minority. It's the the D-swinging contest. That's what they want to do. Okay, my console has this. I may not like it, but at least I can say that it has it and yours don't. And on Metacritic is in the 90s and your games are in the 80s or the 70s, as if that's a bad thing.
Yeah, because the biggest thing that I saw that made me laugh was the whole Baldur's Gate Todd K thing, and I'm like,
right,
bruh, it's so what? So what? I'm like, dude, like people were literally mad because Tears of the Kingdom is probably going to be in that Game of the Year conversation, regardless of how you feel about it.
Right.
Regardless of how you feel about it, they're going to be in there. To me, rightfully so. Right. I mean, the game does stuff that other games ain't doing. I'm sorry, you love open world, but your game ain't doing this. So not even close to it, and it's working like it's supposed to. I've heard of people saying there were glitches, but they had to go out their way to find them because I ain't found one yet.
No.
300 hours, 325 hours, and I ain't found one yet. So, as opposed to Mortal Kombat 1, where I done found like 30, we ain't gonna talk about that. But Scorpion, #Scorpion for Smash.
Hey, look.
But I mean, yeah, it's that kind of stuff. I'm like, dude, that's why I laugh at the whole Metacritic situation. But look, do I want Sony to fail? No. I don't want nobody to fail. I don't want Microsoft to fail. Regardless of what people think about them, I don't want them to fail. Because I think one of the biggest problems I had was when Sega left the gaming hardware side.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, no, because y'all need to be here, but that was their fault. That was their own fault. I mean, I wish they would come back. I really do.
Yeah.
But at this point, I mean, because I think honestly, if it was Sega and Nintendo would probably be doing the same thing. They'd probably be doing all the real innovative stuff. Mm-hmm. Microsoft and Sony would just be trying to out cinematic experience people. Now that goes into this topic. So one of the Capcom creative directors was saying that game prices are too low. Technically, he's right.
Yeah, he's correct.
He's not lying. Like, dude, we should have been paying 70 plus for these games a generation ago.
Yep.
Here's the thing. People want full soundtrack orchestrated music. People want full voice acting. You want the highest graphical fidelity. Well, guess what? You got to pay for all that. Yeah. Like, you have to pay all the voice actors. And God forbid they get Megan Fox or somebody else that actually has, like, you got to pay them just for coming showing up to the studio.
Correct.
Like, we're not talking about, like, Nolan North them. We talking about, like, Megan Fox, Sam Jackson, Peter Dinklage, stuff like that. People that have been doing this stuff that they've had to pay. Like, you know, you have to pay them like their rate.
Yeah.
And this ain't just them. Then you have to pay the orchestra. Because, hey, Final Fantasy got to have them sweeping epic boss music, right? Y'all want that, right? I mean, they got to have it because that's a staple of the series, correct? Yeah. All right, then you got to pay them. You have to pay all the voice actors. You have to pay all the people that work on it. You have to pay all the CG. You have to pay all this stuff has to be paid for. And y'all really think $60 is enough to pay for that on a game that they don't know if it's going, some of them, they don't even know it's going to break 1 million.
No, not even close.
It's not guaranteed it's going to break 1 million. Mm-hmm. And when we talk about stuff like Call of Duty, those are outliers.
Oh yeah, because Call of Duty used to suck.
It's an outlier. You know, I mean,
it took a minute for Call of Duty to be Call of Duty.
Yeah, it did. So it's not like, you know, I mean, it's not that simple of a situation. So yes, the game prices are too low. He's not lying.
They really are.
And yes, gamers are going to rebel against this because they're not used to it. And plus, when you start factoring in, oh well, this game's free to play. Yeah, free to play, but did you check the microtransactions?
Right, exactly.
It's free to play, but it's going to get to a point where you got to spend $2 here, $5 here, $10 here. Before you know, you can spend like $100.
Oh yeah, for sure,
easily.
Because really, that was another thing too, to where we look at majority of people buy DLC, and by the time you get done buying the game in DLC, 9 times out of 10, you probably spent almost $100 on a game, depending on if you got a day one or not. But most people do spend more. It's just sectioned up, you know, and it's kind of where you get more comfortable in paying it in payments opposed to paying it all up front. But nonetheless, you're paying more than $100, not to that thing.
Yeah, because the whole thing, because that's why like most people don't even realize it. Like, because that's all right. Let's take Mortal Kombat for example. We'll just take that one for you because that just came out. Right. Most people bought that premium deluxe edition. That's $109.
Yep, sure did.
Because that's probably how much the game probably should have cost to begin with.
Correct.
But they had to like, okay, we're giving you DLC in this bundle and this bundle and that bundle to try to match the fact that they really need y'all to buy that bundle.
Correct.
they really do need y'all to buy that bundle, like for real.
Please really think about it. What's the point of splitting up these characters when most of them probably already finished?
Yeah.
But they got to find a way. Yeah, they got to split it up. Make it a little bit more enticing.
Like this ain't no Smash Bros. Situation where you really don't need these other characters. They just doing it because people complain if they don't put DLC in there. I'm like, this ain't one of them situations. But yeah, I mean, until they start, I think no, they don't need to do that. But because I was gonna say like maybe they should just start releasing how much this stuff actually really costs, so people understand. But like, bruh, like it ain't. It's not. You pay for what you get, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think the main thing people have to be careful with. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go on, you buy your phone, you're not going to go get the cheapest thing that's out there.
No,
because you want it to function and do what it's supposed to do.
I mean, y'all saw the lines for iPhone 15,
which I did not.
I don't understand this shit.
But it is. Well, because I know people that got the 14 Pro Max and went and got 15 Pro Max. I was like, you just got this 14.
You just got that.
Yeah. But either way, but kind of like. Yeah. Oh,
Where's the extra money?
Andre, you are popping in and out, bro. you sound like a mumble rapper right now, dude.
Yeah. But like Dark Angel saying, like that mobile crowd is crazy. Like that really got some money, but that was another thing too. That's where Xbox is headed. Like Xbox wants that mobile crowd.
I will say this: the one time the Xbox gaming division did not lie, and this I think it was before Phil Spencer when they were like, "Look, our competition ain't Sony or Nintendo; it's Apple and Google."
Right.
Which is a true statement.
And they're also in that mobile space too.
Yeah, because they are. What do all three of them have in common? They're trillion-dollar companies.
Yep.
That's what all three of them have in common.
And then outside of like the standard stuff that you see with these phone releases, right? The camera, the way it looks, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing that was going around was, hey, somebody plugged their iPhone 15 Pro Max up and they were able to play, like, I think it was, what game was that? I think it was Assassin's Creed.
I think it was.
With a controller. Yeah. And it's getting to that point. Something that small that, it's going to run you about $1,500, but it's something that small could pull that crap off. That's where we are. And so I feel like Nintendo thought about that. Yeah. We can't release a phone, but we can surely make something mobile. And that's what we want to do because everybody's trying to go to, that shrink space. They don't want this big thing in their house anymore, or they don't want the space anymore, or especially in the case that people can't really afford to be by themselves anymore. You got roommates now. Yeah. So you need a situation that's a little bit smaller for the space you have. But we also know like the Japanese market has been that way for years.
Yeah, that's just what 2000s,
right?
It was like that, yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, Andre.
Can you guys hear me now?
There you go.
Now they hear sound like RoboCop with a asthma problem.
Yeah.
Andre?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. Dark Angel, you're correct. Like, yes, mobile phones are no threat to consoles, but it's a threat to companies that want money. And so when you talk about...
Well, hold on. According to Michael Pachter, they are a threat to consoles.
I can't stand that dude. But for like a fine example, right? When we talk about, where companies will gravitate towards. This thing that's shown behind me, by no means is it the strongest headset out there. Like there's PCVR that still exists that you can make these big graphical things, but you have to have, a substantial PC on top of that headset, along with space and cameras and things of that nature. And that is the best platform for you to envision your biggest dreams. But this thing behind me is affordable and wireless. And so people are going to gravitate towards it. It was the same thing with the Wii. They didn't want to make anything for it, but once they start seeing grandma, grandpa, and everybody else gravitate towards it, they start putting games on the bitch like real fast.
Because nobody was spending no $300,000 for a 32-inch TV.
No,
people forget that.
Nope.
And that is like they're gonna go where convenience is at that point, and then also affordability. Because I think they just have
everybody ain't rich.
Really not, and you ain't gotta be rich for these. I mean, you just gotta have a little bit on you, but. It's like
sometimes I feel like you got to be rich though.
but I mean, even at that point, it's like when you look at the affordability, they're saying like the reports were 75% of Xbox gamers had the S over the X, and some attest to like, where X's were not in the store. I was like, well, people were buying from scalpers, and X's were available after some time, but people still buying the S. Like that's the more affordable console, and you still get somewhat of what you're looking for from. You looking at the X and the PS5, still not doing what the hell they said they were supposed to do.
Sir. The Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series X is held back by the Xbox Series S. Okay.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Remember that.
Okay.
And the PS5 is held back by
PS4. By the PS4.
Yeah. That.
But when people make this, and I always lean to logic. When people make that argument, so does that mean everyone that's playing on PC with a lower NPC than people playing on higher NPCs is holding back the people on higher NPCs with their lower NPCs?
Apparently, it don't work.
Because you're not changing the game code between those. The platform is the same. You just have one with better graphics than the other. So is the one with the worst graphics holding back one with the better graphics?
Right.
As one of those aristocratic vampires from our first 15-minute conversation, of course they're holding us back. Do you not know? Do you not realize the peasantry? I can't stand the peasantry that has the Xbox Series S. Clearly, they're holding us back.
I mean, then I guess the Switch is also holding them back, but
they've been said that.
Bruh.
But no. The Switch is holding them back, but outperforming them.
Dude, the Switch is third gen. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, that's right. But I mean, even with all of this of holding back, or I don't even think the key thing, and like to answer Dark Angel, like it's not a matter of replacing. It's about just being relevant in the space. And so I mean, when there's multiple things, and Jay said it before, like there's things can exist in the same space. Like we don't have to have one over the other. It's just a matter of okay, what is more convenient? What's going to make you more money? So when you start looking at okay, this company saying okay, well I want to go over here now. I may put my game on your console, or I may put my game over here, but in reality, I'm not. So like even when we look at the Switch, as popular as it is, we still don't know why there's not a Call of Duty or Call of Duty Mobile at all on this console at all. Like why? But there's a Call of Duty Mobile.
We can't tell anybody why.
Right. But
because if we
can't
do,
run
it might incriminate us.
Right. So my thing is, it's like, why put Call of Duty on a mobile if mobile isn't something that's valuable for people to go and really do something with it? But I mean, Call of Duty Mobile is a hot thing. Like right now, like, Monster Hunter now is a hot thing. Like Monster Hunter now is like Pokemon Go.
Yeah, PUBG was on mobile.
PUBG Mobile, yeah. Like people play. Like I didn't know people played it like that, but then Get Your Impact blew up on mobile.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's never going to replace. Like you're never getting rid of console, you never get rid of PC, you never get rid of mobile,
and you never get rid of Nintendo, and they're not going third party.
Never.
So you hang that up. I'm like, they just made $1 billion off a movie. You ain't getting rid of them.
Correct. But
nope.
What you do have to pay attention to is where is the attention gravitating towards, and where like consoles will. Developers will start making like, okay, this is my lead platform. Right, because we look at it now, PlayStation's the lead platform, to where maybe
a lot of games it shouldn't be, but
it shouldn't be. Yeah. But maybe, just maybe, Nintendo's next console just might be. And as far as the mobile space, Apple is like that lead platform. People like to go to Apple first over Android. Yeah, because you'll have some games with Apple that's not on Android.
Essentially, according to some people that I talk to, Apple's just easier to deal with than Android is. So.
I mean. You're really only developing for one
thing,
one system setup, and then you're basically making one version of whatever you're doing for Apple, and it's being spread across their different hardware. Right. Whereas with Android, you have to account for the different setups of Android with different companies and different phone types.
Because like when you think about the newest OS for Android, it's in the single digits as far as people having it. Because not every phone is guaranteed to get upgraded. So that's a problem in itself.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, I think we all have our differing opinions on that. Sure. This just like I laughed when I heard those rumors of the Switch 2 or the Switch NX or the Ultimate Switch Championship Edition Turbo 5 Edition.
The Nintendo
yeah. Look, the one thing I will say is there's two things that I will say as far as like Nintendo going into their next system. They're going to be affordable. So if you think they're doing $19K, they're not doing that. They're going to make it manageable for what they want to do, not what third parties want to do. So there's that also. And also it's going to probably piss you off at some point.
Yeah.
It's probably going to piss you off at some point. That's 3 things I can tell you that Nintendo's going to do. And you're gonna play it anyway because your favorite game's on there. So they did it with the Wii U, they did it with the Wii, they did it with the GameCube, they did it with the N64. They just and the excuses will continue to pour in Because one of my things is I'm like, look, I think I said it last week about the whole Harry Potter situation. Portkey Games is gonna have to tell me why should I buy this game, and they're not gonna do it. So when it doesn't sell well, they're probably gonna go to the same tired excuse of, oh, well, they just don't buy third party stuff. No, that's not the case. If I already have 2 other systems, or I have PC and Switch, because most people who multi console gaming either have PC and Switch, PC and Xbox, PC and PS, Switch and PS5, or some kind of combination.
Right.
So why would I, if I'm sitting in my crib right now with an Xbox Series X, a PS5, a Switch, and I game on my PC, why should I buy Hogwarts on Switch? Why?
Right.
So when you don't make money off of it, and you're gonna be like, well, they have 100 million, they don't like third parties. No, I already had it. I'm not double dipping.
Yeah. And you haven't shown it.
Yeah, and on top of that, I got like Super Mario RPG and Super Mario Wonder, and I got all this other stuff I'm playing. Bruh, I don't know if you realize how stacked the year is.
Sure.
Yeah, so I don't know if you realize how stacked this year is, but yeah, I'm just not getting to Nayu the Boundless Trails.
Wow.
Bruh, yeah. So it's just one of the things like, bro, this is like one of them years where you're like, bro, you can't afford to not talk about your game. You're talking about bringing it out.
Correct. Yep.
You just can't afford to not talk about it. I will give Ed Boon props. He did jump on the whole Switch situation with Mortal Kombat 1 quickly. But I'm like, bro, you probably shouldn't have never released it like that. Yeah. I don't have a problem with transparency. Because like I said, there's no reason. I don't think people are going to get mad if you tell them, hey, we had to push this back because we got to clear up some stuff. People are going to be like, thank you. Now I can finish this.
Right.
They're not going to be mad about that. So,
to be fair with Mortal Kombat 1 for Ed Boon, I don't think that was his decision.
It probably wasn't, but somebody had to quality test that thing. Because they do it. Yeah. They do it. So, and look, he might not have had this. He might not have had that because of the whole. Because it is Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers like, I don't give a damn. That game out. Hell, I need my money for the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I am an exec, so, and that's probably how it was going. We in the middle of a writer's strike. I want my money.
But then also that version of the game wasn't done by NetherRealm anyhow, so they probably didn't really get.
They probably really didn't care. They was like, okay, I don't give a damn, so yeah, just sit it out. And then when people started showing what it looked like and started showing them glitches and like the towers thing didn't even work, you know, I'm like, bro, did y'all not quality test this?
Right.
So not enough.
Because the one thing I'll say about Mortal Kombat 11 on Switch, even though it was like the character models day one was atrocious looking, everything played like it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Everything did. And, you know, yeah, they patched up and fixed up those issues that they were having, especially the ones with the crib. But, I mean, it's one of those situations where you're looking at them like, bro, I don't even think y'all should have representation in the next Smash because of this.
Yeah, it can get to that point. But I mean, honestly, it's like, who the hell would you even put in there? But
Scorpion Smash.
Scorpion or Sub-Zero.
Spear, he can't use fire. He can't use a lot of things.
He can use fire.
What? How?
Mario uses fire.
He throws.
He's not coming out of his fire is fire. Fire is fire.
Well, Scorpion does do other things with fire besides spit it.
Yes, he does other things with fire, but I don't think it'd be child friendly on the damn Smash Bros.
Although I do think it would be funny to see his final Smash. I think it would be hilarious. But that has to be
a fatality though. Like it has to be a fatality.
But you can do
it has to be a fatality that don't kill nobody.
Yeah, but you can do the fake out like they did with Sephiroth and Mario and Ridley and Mario and
they got to bring.
Actually, his final Smash could be him throwing the spear through you, and it does the blackout scene, and he yanks you over, but it doesn't actually have them physically be damaged, and then he just beats your ass.
Look, really skewers you. So,
I mean, Scorpion could do that.
Like I said, Scorpion for Smash. So, all right. So, all kidding aside, though, we got a shout out for one of the homies, one of the big homies, Hideki Kamiya. Some of y'all hate him.
Oh yeah.
A lot of y'all
He's
have been
hilarious
blocked
to
out.
me.
A lot of y'all have been blocked out. But
I haven't.
he is leaving Platinum Games, and I don't know exactly how I feel about it, to be honest. It seems like it was his decision, and Platinum is still going to be Platinum. So, and to be fair, look, Platinum have a lot of talented people on that staff. They're going to be just fine.
Yeah,
they're going to be just fine. I still think they're probably going to be going ahead with whatever those other Bayonetta projects they were talking about last year were, and earlier this year. I don't see why they would stop, because they're making money with that partnership with Nintendo as far as Bayonetta is concerned. So it's not like they're not making money. But it is kind of one of the things where I'm wondering what's he gonna do, because I don't think he's gonna go back to Capcom just based off how that whole situation with Capcom went down when they were Clover.
I mean, because he was what, part owner of Platinum?
Yeah.
So it wasn't. So this wouldn't even be a situation of let me go get my own company thing.
Yeah. Because it was him and Naba and somebody else, because they left Clover, and when they left Clover, because Clover was up under Capcom, when they left Clover, that's when they did Platinum, which is why we can't get people from Joe. Because of freaking
God
Capcom. So I think Platinum's going to be fine, honestly. I know there were some people were calling for Nintendo to just buy out Platinum. They're not going to do that because Platinum asked them not to. So they're not going to do it.
Platinum doesn't want to be bought.
Yeah.
Like even if they want, say Platinum wants to be bought, what do they have?
Talent.
Other than talent. Because I mean, you would want some games to work too, some IP.
Yeah, I mean, well, they already got Bayonetta, so
right, they already got Bayonetta.
So I mean, they have some stuff, and plus, like the way they were going, they were working on, like they worked on Star Fox. They were working, they helped out with certain projects. So I'm like, then you just put them on the full time. To be fair, just put them on the full time.
I mean, if we want to be real, you could give Platinum license to take Nintendo's franchises and make different fighting games other than Smash, which isn't really a fighting game in the first place, under that banner.
Yeah. I mean, because that's what I would do. I mean, hell, I would put. Well, you know what I would put? I would put Platinum on a third-person viewed Metroid game, Zero Suit Metroid game. That's what I would do.
I would honestly, and people will probably think I'm strange for this, I would put Platinum in Legend of Zelda game.
Really?
One that is stealth action.
That would be interesting. Yeah,
that would be interesting.
Nightwolf, I think Nintendo actually has that IP now. I don't think Sega owns the IP.
Yeah, I think they finally get it like officially.
Yeah, I think it's officially Nintendo's IP now. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I need to look. I do need to look.
I'm doing the check right now. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ray, you're right. So
Astral Chain 2. Which, because I think like Kamiya wasn't involved in that one.
He wasn't. Oh
yeah. So I think that was one of those ones he was just like overseeing, but wasn't like doing the work with it. So yeah, Astral Chain 2, especially after they did that tease and Bayonetta 3, where people were mad.
Yeah.
No, Sega still owns it.
Oh, they do? Okay. My bad.
Yep, they still own Bayonetta.
Right. My bad.
Okay. They just got a contract with Nintendo for Nintendo to get Bayonetta.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's one of those, like Astral Chain 2. Yeah, I would. Yeah, the way that game ended, I'm like, please give me a part 2, please, pretty please. Mm-hmm. Part 2 or anime, whichever comes first.
I see what happened for the anime, Will.
Yeah.
They say, look, both. Yeah. Don't matter what order, but both.
Yeah, don't matter what order. I'm like, hey, look, y'all got Nintendo pictures. I know the best thing for y'all first anime.
Right.
Nah, see, no, that's that Smash anime that they were supposed to give us that they teased.
No,
that should be their first.
Netflix Legend of Zelda. Remember Netflix Legend of Zelda?
Nope, that ain't happening.
I'm just saying, if you do it under there,
they snitch. Yeah. They snitch. They get nothing.
Yeah, Netflix ain't getting nothing. No, they ain't know how to keep their mouth shut. But yeah, They have a talented team. That's what I'm saying. Like they have a talented team, and I think that to be fair, I think they'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine. I mean, and now am I gonna miss them talking trash to people that deserve it? Yes.
I mean, he's still gonna do that though.
Yeah, he's still gonna do it. But I just because y'all know my favorite one was the whole she who shall not be named on this podcast, when she got mad and he just put her face on Bayonetta's body, which I thought was hilarious.
Childish.
Yeah. Straight up childish, and I loved every minute of it. So
I'm curious, would this mean that because I know their biggest thing was they wanted to start focusing on their own IP. Yeah. Because we all know Platinum's known to just kind of be companies they reach out to work on other people's games.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they're gonna go full force back to that, or is this team just gonna go full fledged on IPs at this point?
I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Because
they've worked hard enough for it.
They really have. Yeah.
I mean, look, man, Nier Automata is good.
I was about to say, are they just not gonna do anything else with Nier?
Well, don't Square Enix say that?
That's Square.
Thing? Yeah.
Okay.
That's Square Enix thing. Once again, I thought
Square Enix owns it. Square Enix owns it. Platinum makes it.
Yeah, I thought like if Scalebound would have went through, I think Scalebound would have been something cool if they would have been allowed to make the game they wanted to make. I think that would have worked.
It was looking real good.
Yeah. J Biggs, you are absolutely correct, sir.
The Legend of Urbosa.
Yeah, absolutely correct. I am
100% Yes. I agree, sir. I agree.
Look, man, y'all
with all of the awkward camera angles that you can give.
Look, y'all play Age of Calamity, Urbosa's off the chain.
So question for you, sir, because I know you are a strong advocate for that game.
Yeah.
If this next Switch, they go back, update it, and it gives it a crazy boost in performance, you going through it again?
Going through what?
Age of Calamity.
Hell, I go through it now, dude. So yeah.
Because I know with some, like for most people, they didn't touch the game because of some of its performance issues. Man, so I'm curious.
Man, look, if you play any Omega Force game, there's two things you always gonna know. One, that camera's gonna suck. Two, it's gonna dip when there's like 3,000 people on screen.
All right.
It's the engine, and that's
we know it's the engine.
It's the engine. Like that's just how they ain't changed that engine. Koei Tecmo needs to fix the engine, and they won't do it. So
why would they?
They won't pay to do it.
Yeah, they won't fix it. I mean, it's the same thing with every last one on One Piece Power Warriors. All of them, same thing.
Yeah,
Power
the Warriors 4 game.
I'm finna play Fate. I got Fate on Fate Stay Night Remnant. I'm finna play that, and guess what? It's probably gonna be the same thing. So I'm like, bro, it's always if they made a Xenoblade Warriors, it's gonna be the same thing. If they made a Halo Warriors, it's gonna be the same thing. No matter what.
Oh no. Oh, you know what would be the ultimate gear grinder for everybody?
What?
Xenoblade Chronicles X Warriors.
You trying to cause a problem?
Oh yes, I definitely am. Because you can see people in the scales fighting. You will be in the scales fighting, but the lag would be so horrible.
Horribly.
Because look, and I don't think I ever did a review of Age of Calamity. I need to do that. The game was fun until you got to play in the actual Divine Beast. You're like, okay, this is awkward. This ain't what it is. This ain't where it's at. So I'm like, take me out of this thing. Let me get back on the ground. But yeah, I mean, I play through that game all the time now. So I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna sit here and lie and be like, I would never deign to play that. No, I would be playing that.
Liar.
I would be playing that. I would be playing
blasphemer.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I would be playing that. I'm not gonna lie. And Dark Age, you are absolutely correct. Yes, that's just one thing.
Oh yeah, bottleneck in the game. Yeah, that's one of the fun parts of it.
Dude, there's a part in Age of Calamity where you're playing as Zelda, and you have like a time limit. I forgot which one it is, and that thing chokes hard, like in the last third of that objective. That thing chokes hard.
Make you sweat like a motherfucker. Yeah. That shit gonna go good.
Because don't get me wrong, Zelda got the power to clear the whole doggone screen, but you got to build up to it. And you like, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it? So yeah, I mean, it's just one. It's in all of the Dynasty Warrior games. Hell, if they did a Wonderful 101 Warriors, it would be like that. Like it's just amazing at this point.
And it's not a graphics thing. It's just the engine itself because it's choppy as fuck.
It is the engine itself, and like I said, they won't fix it. One of my favorite ones they did was when they did the new Samurai Warriors, where they actually changed the art style to that cell shade. Dude, I love that game. It does the same thing.
That engine has been the same since PS2.
Yeah, the fact that they could keep holding it up, like a part of me will feel better if it was like, oh, we just been working on something crazy, another engine, something crazy back on this end, so just hold out for us just a little while. That
but
game,
you know they ain't doing that.
I know that. The thing is, their claim to fame for the longest been like, we got 1,000 people on screen. Got this many people on screen. Like, okay, I don't care. Like, can the game run smoother than what the hell is running at this point?
Dude, perfect example. Fire Emblem Warriors, three hopes, bruh. The reason why they get away with this is because, like, when they do the story stuff, you be like, man, this is good. This is interesting. I can't stop. And then they make you
pulling me in.
And then they make you do something so badass that you just forget about the glitch you just suffered like 5 seconds ago. Literally 10 seconds ago, you had a glitch that was like, man, this is some bull. But I just pulled off the most epic power I've ever seen in my life. All y'all get this work. All y'all get this work. So it's like, bro.
Like, did you not just see me wipe out a whole field with one move? Come on, man.
Look, man, Urbosa just put everybody on notice with all this lightning.
Right.
Hashtag Urbosa for Smash. But yeah, I mean, yeah. At this point, I know Koei Tecmo ain't gonna change that doggone engine. They refuse.
But you mean tell me getting away with this? Like, I don't get this.
I mean, ask Bethesda.
Oh, true. But even with Bethesda, I'm not giving them an excuse. But if you're gonna tell me, hey, this is a big open world game that's got a lot of assets, a lot of NPCs, a lot of dialogue, I can give you some type of justification. That is not these games. Like, it's not. The AI does the same crap with every character you fight. I've
told people, I've said this because I had people when I went to my comic book shop to go pick up my comic book. They were like, "Hey man, you playing Starfield yet? We know you like the game." I'm like, bro, I don't buy any Bethesda game within the first 6 to 8 months. I don't do that no more. No. I wait. They're like, man, the glitches aren't that bad. That's what dude tried to tell me.
Yes, they are.
The glitches aren't that bad. One of my good homeboys had one where he almost lost his entire damn file. Hell no. Hell no. Nah.
The glitches like aren't that bad.
Look, he had put like 100 hours in. Oh no. That's some Skyrim.
Yeah, nah.
No. Nah, bro. I'll wait 6 to 8 months.
But the glitches aren't that bad.
Before I even try it.
It's okay. You'll only lose 300 hours of progress. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's about as bad as your car smoking going down the highway. So, man, ain't smoking bad. Yes, it is.
No, just pop the hood. You'll be all right. Pop the hood.
How them Southern Baptist preachers say it, the devil is a lie. So no, I'm not doing that. I'm like, look, when Eternal Darkness did it, I thought it was cute. This ain't that.
But Eternal Darkness didn't actually do it. It just messed with you.
They just messing with you. But that's like, hey, we can do one better. Let's just actually do it.
Like, yo, you remember that save file where you had colonized 300 different planets? Oh no, that's gone now.
Yeah, you don't need that.
You don't need that. You can start over from scratch.
The hell you say? So boy. Bethesda, don't ever change. Don't ever change. People will go to bat for Bethesda like that too, though. You be like, bruh, like I was one of the unfortunate fools that had the Skyrim PS3 version.
Pain.
And that's when I said, never again. I said, never again. Day one, too. That third time I lost my save after like a gameplay session that was like 8 hours, I'm like, oh no. Not doing this no more. No more. And I never have again. I'm like, I will wait 8 months, 6 to 8 months. 6 to 8 months, and then I'll think about, playing your game. Like there ain't no amount of Treehouse Lives you can do to make me think your game is gonna be. Yeah, you can show me all the cool stuff you did. That's cool. That is awesome. I'm not no. Like ain't gonna happen. So
like, I'm sorry, I just don't trust you, homie. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. The last thing I want to talk about is because I did read this over on Pure Express. Let me see if I can pull this up. Yves Gilmore. Apparently, yeah, I got it up. All right. So this is over on PureXbox.com. You can find it, and I may drop the link in the comments if you guys, in the description, if you guys want to actually look at it. But apparently back in August, Ubisoft struck a deal to buy the cloud gaming rights to Activision Blizzard titles. Mm-hmm. And the reason why, according to Gilmore and according to this article, is we strongly believe in the next 5 to 10 years, many games will be streamed and will also be produced in the cloud. That's what pushed us to go forward with the Microsoft deal. Oh, didn't Ubisoft already try to do this and that mess didn't work?
Yeah.
So is that what this is? Is that what this is? Is that like, okay, if we
a repeat?
Yeah, if we get but if it's on Azure, then maybe it'll be more stable. I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Because I just look, man. I work in IT. That's the job that pays the bills and something I nerd out over from time to time. I would say just because I live in the States, we ain't got the infrastructure for that.
We don't.
We ain't got IT infrastructure for that. I don't know what some of y'all stay at. Maybe y'all countries got it, but I can tell you right now, the United States does not have the infrastructure to pull that off. That's why, that's why I knew, like, when during the last gen, when Microsoft made that big statement about the Xbox One, like, you had to have it on, you had to be logged in at least once a day. I'm like, that's not going to work. Right. Because, one, you got rural areas that they have spotty internet at best.
Right.
That's at Georgia, Florida, West Virginia. We ain't even talking about North and South Dakota and Montana, places in Vermont. They don't have, there's a lot of spots that don't have, stable internet. And you need stability for this to work. God forbid there's a damn hurricane come through and you knocked out of power or a tornado or earthquake or something like that, and you're knocked out of power for a week. Like, dude, this ain't. I understand wanting to go to that route, but I think too many people trying to put their eggs in that basket. I don't think they taking into account actually where you at doing it. People are thinking like, oh, well, I live in Paris, or I live in NYC, or I live in Metro Atlanta, so yeah, it's not a problem. Like, yeah, for you, it's not a problem.
Right.
But if you live in Jackson, Mississippi, you live in Donaldsonville, Georgia, you live, in West Virginia on the mountains, bruh, it's not that easy. Like, infrastructure, I just know the IT infrastructure in the US ain't up to pull that off. So I don't know if this is one of those situations where they're still trying to push this. Because they try, I know Ubisoft tried to do it because it didn't work with that Watch Dogs game. Which was it, Legion?
Yeah,
it didn't work with that one. So, and 5 to 10 years, that's a little too early for me to believe they're gonna have it working.
Look,
like that.
I don't believe nothing Ubisoft say. I ain't seen what good versus evil. What was it? What?
Beyond Good and Evil.
Beyond Good and Evil, yeah.
Yeah.
So I ain't seen that. What's Skull and Bones? Skull and Bones. I ain't seen that. I'm cool on Ubisoft.
Wait, hold on now. IGN did show you Skull and Bones. They just
They showed me Skull and Bones. Ubisoft didn't show me Skull and Bones. So I, sir, do not believe anything Ubisoft has to say to me. As far as I'm concerned, Ubisoft does not exist because another thing, even though y'all say I need intervention, they showed off that Assassin's Creed VR game. Nothing like they said it was. I'm like, hey, that's all right. Ubisoft, bro, they didn't be saying stuff.
Yeah, but I just thought that was interesting because I'm like, didn't we already have this confirmation that we ain't ready for this?
Yeah.
Then we already have this confirmation we're not ready for this. I don't think anybody's ready for this to go forward in the time frame they're talking about. They're talking about 5 to 10 years. Come on, man. 5 to 10 years? That has to put us at 2028 to 2033. 2028, I don't think it's going to happen.
Probably not.
Not 2028. 2033 will probably, depending on if laws get passed, maybe.
Are we going to have another infrastructure bill by that time to try to do something with that?
What it was supposedly, supposedly the fiber optic thing's already been laid. So
right.
It just depends on how AT&T, Verizon, and Comcast want to divvy this stuff up, apparently. So that's a whole nother can of worms. But as I'm saying, I just don't. I understand to a degree why you would try to want to do that, but they still try to push these games as a service, and that don't work.
Right.
Game service don't work. Live service don't work. Not like it's supposed to, or not like it's intended. I should say, not like it's supposed to, but not like it's intended. I'll give it that. Not like it's intended.
It's crazy how they keep trying to push that though.
Yeah, I'm like at this point, like don't even. What are we doing? What are we actually doing? Like, wait until the infrastructure is there to do that. Because if I hear rollback netcode one more time for a fighting game. Oh yeah, just need rollback netcode. Yeah. But sir, we don't just rollback netcode, but sir, we ain't even just rollback netcode. Sir, it's an Uno game.
I want somebody else to like the ones that's asking for it, I want them to explain it to me. What the hell is rollback netcode?
It's a switch that allows you to okay.
I might get that answer. Crazy part about it.
You just push one button and it automatically installs itself.
And it fixes all online issues in fighting games.
Developers are lazy.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, that is not, man, when Harada tried to explain to people that you have to code for that stuff, and they told him he didn't know what he was talking about, I'm like, bruh, this is the guy that makes the game y'all supposedly love at Evo, Tekken, and y'all calling him a liar because y'all want to believe somebody else that don't actually code games? Wow. Okay. Okay.
That worked.
Yeah.
All about who told them first.
Yeah. So yeah, rollback netcode, people. Rollback netcode. All right, people. So that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you guys had a good time. Thank you, everybody in chat. As always, we do appreciate you. Yeah. So we're in October. Yes. Y'all know what that means. In 2 months, we get our annual Shenanigans Awards show live.
Oh yeah.
So, oh boy, this one should be interesting though, because of the whole Game of the Year situation. This one should be interesting. But I got a couple ideas planned for the month. Especially dealing with the horror genre. And so stay tuned. I hope I can be able to pull this one off that I want to do. But also we do have to talk about our end of the year because we are in the last quarter of the month of the year, and that means we need to talk about what we think has been, the premier stuff that we played. So we're probably gonna be talking about that next week. So don't be surprised if next week's episode is dedicated completely to stuff I haven't played yet because I ain't ready. Look, man, I have the budget. I ain't no baller. I'm a budgeter. I'm a budgeter, dude. I be working with them gold coins that Nintendo be giving me.
Right.
I be working them gold coins too. Hey, look, dude, Gargoyles is coming out, and I had enough to get that whole thing with my gold coins.
Really?
Yes.
I feel like they be taking my gold coins, but I look at it and I'm like, I could have sworn my shit was higher than that last week. I feel like they be taking my stuff.
Well, they do expire after a little bit.
Yeah.
Look, that has to be the dumbest thing. Why do my coins expire?
Yeah, my coins should never expire. But then again, I'll be using mine now because, there's some little stuff, But yeah, we're probably gonna be doing that next week just because I do want to get that episode out. With us talking about what our thoughts on gaming so far this year, and because we are getting into where we're starting to get some of those release dates for next year. So
right,
we're starting to get those. So we'll probably be doing that one next week, and then we'll probably go into some of our more horror stuff after that. Just because I want to keep it kind of fun, and then we'll get into our good old drunk Twitch got time as it were. Because bro, I can't wait. I can't wait for the shenanigans, bro. Joseph always comes through for me with the Game Boys. He always does. So I'm like, at some point, Jeff gonna not invite this or at least close the bar before the damn show. The bar won't be open till after the show.
I mean, look, let's just hope that they don't pan people sleeping in the crowd again.
Oh, that was funny. Oh, that was funny.
Bro was comatose, mouth wide open like Homer Simpson.
All the way out.
Drunk.
I'm like, total knocked out. I'm like, bro,
I would not have wanted that camera. I would not have had that camera shot. I'm like, look, we are not cutting to that camera. No. Cut the camera 8. Don't come to 5. Go to 8.
Yeah. But that's probably what we're gonna do for the next few weeks. So once again, like I said, thank you guys. We really appreciate it. Andre, what you got for us? What you want to pimp out?
Hey, look, just check the channel. I'm gonna just start throwing stuff up because my monitor finally came in, so I can actually sit at my computer and use it.
Oh, sweet. All right, cool. Jack.
How can I put this? If you have the app or the website Swappa, SWAPPA, my PSVR 2 is there. Go check it out for sale. It's $375. Comes with the original box, so that is $375. If you are a subscriber to this channel, I'll throw in the charging port for the controllers.
Are you really selling it?
Yeah, it's on Swappa right now.
Yeah, he's selling it. He said he get rid of it. He getting rid of it.
Dead ass. Like even with me, even though I buy what I buy, I don't believe in just having stuff just sitting there. So getting the Quest 3, that VR2 gotta go. Because at that point, that's gone. The Quest 3 comes in, and then I still have the 2 Quest 2s. So my sons play the 2 Quest 2s. Backwards compatibility and crossplay. So so I win in that regard. So only kiss my ass. So don't swap them. And just to kind of give them some grace, they was like, oh, people said Sony ain't got no games. They just dropped 5 new games right now that's coming out. Them shits already on Quest 2 except for 2 of them. So Sony can kiss my ass. So Swappa, if you do not own a Quest, and that's the one thing I have to express, the reason why this is a disappointment to me is because I own a Quest already. And the games that got ported to the PSVR 2, I already own. So if you would like a PSVR 2, it's $375. I have the original box, and I get it shipped out to you in 2 days. And to answer one of the questions somebody posted, no, you don't get Call of the Mountain because I can't sell you a digital game. So that's something I can't do. Sony won't allow you to do that. So, but yes, go check it out.
All right, all right. So I did put some gameplay up. I did a couple live streams Friday and Saturday. One for Jade Empire and one for I forgot what I played the other night. I can't remember what I played.
Did you say that was a day last night?
Friday. I can't remember what I played Friday. All right. Anyway, y'all see it on channel. Yeah. So y'all see it on channel. But yeah, I put some gameplay up of those. Working through that Nayuta Boundless Trails game, and oh yeah, Star Ocean. Thank you, Triple M, Star Ocean. Yeah, that I played the demo. That one. The demo for that. Look, man, I got to get my demos in when I can. Yeah, put those up. I am working through Legend of Nayuta Boundless Trails. I'll probably put some gameplay up of that in a little bit. I just wanted to make sure I get through, because y'all know about RPGs. Usually the introductory part is about an hour, 2 hours to get through. So yeah, I just wanted to get through that first before I did any live streaming, so that I can get to some action. And I think I'm at a part I can actually do that now. I'll probably put some more gameplay up of Tales of Symphonia, because I'm about to get to one of my favorite parts of the game, and it's probably going to be a quietly live stream, because it's the vault, it's the Temple of Lightning dungeon. So that's one of my favorite parts of that game, and there's some story implications in that I don't need to be talking over, and I want everybody to hear. So it's probably going to be a quietly once I get to that part of the dungeon, so we can just go through that. But other than that, I am going to be putting out my thoughts on a couple of games this week on the blog, so check that out. And if you haven't had a chance to check out Fresh Take with me and Vicky, we did our episode review for Ahsoka episode 7, so please check that out. It's up on the channel as well. So yeah, that's that. We will see you guys next week. As always, thank you guys for coming through and hanging out with us, and we'll see you next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace out, people.
Peace.
Peace out.